here at the LEC. Buckle up, strap in, because here we go. Opening face-off now. Won by Johnson and the Eagles. So they'll have the first crack at it. Working up to the neutral zone, it's Hinson. He tags up, throws it over, finds Dylan Lacroix, who moves it to Garrett Winter. Up along the short side, cuts in, makes a move to the inside, looking for the outlet, takes it himself. Tries to feed Fitzpatrick, nobody home. Picked up by Lacroix, feeds Fitzpatrick in front. Opens a score. What a move. Nice dangle, 52. Declan Fitzpatrick strikes first for the Shooting Eagles as they draw first blood. Check this one out. Nifty stick work here by Fitzpatrick. Lacroix kind of able to rally that one off the boards, and check that out. Top shelf. What a goal. Little razzle-dazzle from 52. Eagles up 1. Let's see what the Blackfish can do now as they'll have their first possession of the game. Working up to the neutral zone, that's Porteous. Porteous makes a move. He's got a little room to work with. He'll take it around the net. Porteous still with it up along the far side. Goes back to the point for Gillis, who quickly works it to Malott. Malott now cuts in the inside. Pass, Porteous. They connect. He's got room. Shot on. Brody Harris to save. Rebound. Brody Harris is there. Long pass looking for Hinson. They connect. He'll quickly move it to Kozak, who'll tag up and then in. Winter steps into it. Humphrey with the save. Long pass. They connect. Abrams with it now. He'll throw it up for Malott. Malott in the attacking zone. Malott cuts in. Shot on. Harris not fooled. Good save, Brody Harris. Long lead pass. Looking for Ganton out of his reach. Humphrey corrals that one in, and he'll throw it up. Working the way up is Jensen for the Blackfish. He'll tag up, throw it back for Gillis. Gillis works it over for McIntyre. McIntyre makes a move to the inside for Gillis now. Gillis up top, finds Henning. Back to McIntyre. McIntyre, Blake right there with him. Able to strip the ball. Ball's loose on the ground. Blake picks it up. He'll throw it up for Corbett. Kellner's back there now, though. So no breakaway opportunity. Corbett with it. Back to Adamson. He works it quickly over to Yingling. Up on the wing. Yingling makes a move to the outside. Looking in. Intended for Adamson, I believe, but over his head. Corbett. Yingling. Yingling steps into it. Wide of the net. Ball bounces all the way back to neutral arena. Blackfish ball now after the over and back. Aiden Murphy cuts in. Pass across for Porteous. Porteous. Little step back there. Finds Gillis. Gillis now. Musso all over him. Good defense by the Eagles. Malott trying to set the pick. Gives him a little room. A little pick and roll here. Malott. Backhand feed. Picks it up though. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Malott looking for the pass. Throws it up top. McIntyre runs out of time. Eagles ball. Good defensive effort there by the Eagles to kind of thwart that chance of the Blackfish. Eagles looking good on both ends of the arena right now. Garrett Winter makes a move to the outside. Goes aerial. Crease violation. Couldn't toe that line. Blackfish wasting no time bringing it back up the other way. Eichert, he'll check up in the neutral zone. Flips it up. Finds his man in Laszlo Henning. Back for Gillis now. Gillis finds Porteous. Porteous tried to find Henning out of his reach. So it's going to be over and back. Declan Fitzpatrick off the bench, head of steam, wasting no time. Takes it around the net, looking for the outlet pass. Finds Adamson back at the point. Adamson, the captain, steps into it. Humphrey, good save though. Steers that one aside. Blackfish now, bringing it up the other way. Gillis fires it over, finds Henning. Bounce pass for McIntyre. McIntyre now gets the pick from Henning. He'll throw it back up for Gillis. Gillis for Henning. Shot on, blocked in front. Rebound. Ball still loose. Check from behind called on Nielsen there. So it's going to be Blackfish ball with a fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock. McIntyre up along the far side. Fires it up for Malott. Malott, little room to operate. Steps into it, scores! Knotted up at one, Ethan Malott. Steps into that one with a howitzer. Mesh ripples. One apiece. Check this out. McIntyre with it. Finds Malott. Malott, he's got room. Boom. Top shelf. Beats him stick side. 1-1 here on Championship Sunday. A little overzealous there on Johnson, so it's Blackfish ball. Blackfish with it now. McIntyre into the offensive zone. He finds Aiden Murphy up along the wing. Aiden Murphy cuts in the middle, fires it across. That was Roberts to Porteous now. Porteous back to Gillis. Gillis, little room, shot on. Harris to save. Rebound. It's still loose. Reaching in behind Corbett, helping out his tender there. Brody Harris. Couple nice saves so far, coming off that absolute heater he was on last night. Let's see if he can keep it up. Corbett finds Fitzpatrick, works it down low. Eagles now with it in the offensive zone. Lacrosse fires it across, looking for Yingling, kind of takes it off the boards, makes a move on Jensen. He's got a little room. He fed Garrett Winters there, cuts back, shot on. Good save, Humphrey. Rebound, corralled in by the Eagles. Garrett Winter throws it back up to the point. Lacroix now with it, works it quickly to the wing. That's Young, fires it across for Winter. Finds Yingling. Kind of an illegal interference check there, called on the Eagles, so it's Blackfish, wasting no time the other way. It's Abrams. He finds Matt Malott. He's already got one. Just misses the net. Rebound off the board. Corralled in by Genn. He fires it up for Nielsen. Shot on. Humphrey, good save. Officials say that one went off Humphrey and then out of the arena. Eagles ball. Kozak fires it up for Yingling. He works it to Adamson. Adamson, Fitzpatrick now. Right back to him. Adamson at the point. Finds Winter off the bench. Garrett Winter throws it down to the wing. That's Yingling. Tags up. Fires it across, looking for Kozak. They can't connect. That one's scooped up by Kellner now. Kellner the other way. Kellner with good pace. He'll tag up though. Blackfish gonna bring on the killers. Here comes McIntyre, fires it down for Eichert. Eichert, little room to operate, makes a move. Shot on Brody Harris, not fooled. Turns him aside. Richmond corrals that up for Parsons. Parsons, he's got some steam. Blake setting the screen, shot on Humphrey, rebound. Still loose. Humphrey kind of steered that one aside. Blackfish, Krosik now has it. Takes a high check there from Parsons. Parsons kind of kicks it back in. Delayed penalty. Gonna be cross-checking, I believe, the call. Let's see on who. Looks like it's Parsons called on that check on Krosik. Lucas Parsons. He's gonna take 2 minutes in the sin bin. We're gonna have our first power play of the game. Gotta love the physical style that Lucas Parsons brings. But went a little too far in the eyes of the referee there. Okay, so it's Porteous. He's gonna start out with it for the Blackfish as they set up shop. Let's see if they can break the tie. Or can the Eagles kill this one off? Blackfish moving around the offensive zone. Porteous finds Gillis, right back to him. Porteous quickly moving over to McIntyre. McIntyre, Porteous, right back to him. McIntyre shot on. Harris, good save. Rebound scooped up by Nielsen. Forecheck applied by the Blackfish. Nielsen breaks it. Long pass. Looking for Young there, but it was picked off. That was Squarick. Blackfish right back to it. 3-on-2. Shot on Harris. The save. Brody Harris picking up right where he left off last night with an excellent save. Musso works it quickly up to Hinson. Hinson in through the neutral zone. He'll tag up. Eagles. Got to be cautious. They can't overextend themselves with that man down. But it looks like actually we've got a delayed penalty. Brody Harris to the bench. We'll have some 5-on-5 here. Eagles working in the offensive zone. Pass in front for Adamson, scores! Cody Adamson, the captain, scores the shorthanded goal. 2-1 Eagles. Check it out. Eagles just moving in the offensive zone. Find Adamson right in the slot. Good goal. 44. And play resumes. Johnson won the faceoff for the Eagles, and they're wasting no time keeping up this onslaught. Good check by Johnson. Kind of stripped the ball loose from Barnes. Ball is loose. Our mid-quarter timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, you can tell that this one's going to be a good one. Both teams, this is it. No more after this. Winner take all. Do or die. Here we go. Garrett Winter throws it across. Finds Lacrosse. Now Winter with it. Just outside the attacking zone. Still down a man. Eagles got to be careful. Can't overcommit. Garrett Winter, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Good pick there. Little pick and roll. He's got room to operate. Shot on. Scores. You kidding me? Garrett Winter steps into that one. And the Eagles double up their lead. 3-1. Garrett Winter with an absolute howitzer steps into that and rips it past Humphrey. Check it out. Garrett Winter stalled, waiting. Yingling, good pick. Look at the room to operate. Wha-bang. There it is. What a goal. It's 3-1 Eagles. Showing off why they're the #1 seed. Eagles. Excellent special teams play. They're down a man, no problem. Putting up 2 shorties. Well, I guess technically the first one had the delayed penalty, but still a shorthanded goal. They were on the penalty kill. Parsons out of the box, headed straight to the bench. Even strength. Here comes Winter screaming off the bench, but it's Fitzpatrick now with it. Fitzpatrick tags up along the far side. He's looking for a pass. Finds Kozak. Kozak works it over Adamson. Adamson with it now. Feed for Winter. Nobody home, though. Just out of his reach. Fitzpatrick picks that one up, though. Time expires. Godfriedson kind of escorts him into the boards as well. Back the other way now. It's the Blackfish. Blackfish with it. Gets stripped. Richmond picks it up. He's got a chance. Humphrey shuts the door. Uh-oh. A little bit of rough stuff now. Okay. Here we go. Referees kind of got on that one early. Didn't let that one fester. They're going to sort this one out here for us, folks. Physical game here so far. Only the first quarter. These teams just played yesterday, so there's probably still a little bit of bad blood. Let's go to our officiating crew with the call here. So we might have some offsetting penalties. 2 minutes holding. 2 minutes cross-checking. A couple more guys headed to the box, looks like. Everybody taking a trip to the timeout. 2 minutes. Interference. Not too sure on who, mind you. Got a lot of bodies in the box now. Captains. Well, Nick Scott and Yingling pleading their team's case. Referees deliberating. Coach Adam Smith looks on. Seems content with it. Offsetting, I think everybody's getting minors. So when it's all said and done, it still looks like we're going to have some 5-on-5 lacrosse here. 2 for everyone. Okay, we're back. Here we go, Blackfish ball. Let's see what they can do here. Henning fires it over for Murphy. Murphy, a little room now. Murphy stalls, tags up, throws it across. Porteous. Little backhand flip. Finds Gillis, shot on, wide of the net. Murphy able to maintain possession, 10 seconds. Porteous steps into that one. Just misses. Rebound, Gillis. Harris a save. Musso breaks through for the Eagles. Musso, he'll flip it up for Yingling. Mark Yingling, ALL West leading scorer for the regular season. He had a great season, led the entire league in scoring, works it over. Adamson now, he's got one in the night already. Murphy made the save. Rebound, it's still loose. Who's got it? They're saying a check from behind on the Blackfish. Scott on Kozak. A little bit of extracurricular there. But here we go, we're back. A little pushing and shoving there in front of the Blackfish net. Yingling with some room. Shot on, good save, Humphrey. Brandon Humphrey with a great save. Long pass, picked up by Parsons. Nice defensive play there by Parsons. You gotta love the physical game Lucas Parsons brings. Good speed, good two-way game. Adamson now with it though. Eagles firmly in control. Adamson tries to make a move, loses his stick in the process and the ball. Ball's still loose. Squarek, the first man there. He'll scoop that one up and start up for the Blackfish. Krozik now in the neutral zone. Kind of works his way around Blake, flips it up for Malott. Malott always deadly with the ball in his stick. What can he do here? Makes a move. Cuts it, he's got room. Shot on Brody Harris. What a save. Gets the left shoulder on that and denies Malott. Wow. Brody Harris making a case already for one of the 3 stars. Yingling down low for Lacroix. Lacroix up for Adamson. In the high slot, shoots, blocked in front. I think Kelvin might have got a piece of that one. Ball's loose, Gottfriedson. He's the first man there. Makes a move, splits the D. Gottfriedson. He's got one man to beat. Steps into it, blocked in front. Corbett got a piece of that with his shoulder. Good defensive play there by 16. Blackfish maintain possession, 15 on the clock. Murphy fakes the shot, cuts in the middle. He'll tag up, looking for a pass. Still with it is Murphy. Feeds it, finds his man Henning, shot on. I think that hit the post. Parsons though. Parsons makes a move. Parsons got Corbett with him. There's the pass. Backhand shot off the crossbar. Eagles in control all over this one. Let's see if the Blackfish can get the momentum back here. Porteous. He's got one of the fastest shots in the ALL West. Blackfish will need him on this game. Malott now with it though. Malott cuts in. Looking, finds Porteous. Porteous passes back to Malott. Makes a move, then holds up. Shot on Henning, scores! Laszlo Henning with the goal. And all of a sudden, it's the Blackfish within one. Look at this. Porteous for Malott. Malott, great offensive awareness. Finds Henning with some room. Musso tried to close the gap, but Henning already had that one on a one-way ticket to the back of the net. 3-2 Eagles. Blackfish on the charge. A little overzealous on the draw there by Barnes. So it's Eagles ball. Garrett Winter starts out with it into the attacking zone. Garrett Winter, little stutter step there, fakes a shot, then passes. A lot of room. Kozak steps into that one, but Humphrey made the save. Ball's still loose. Kozak, nice little bat between the legs to keep that one in the offensive zone. Scooped up by Fitzpatrick into the net. Oh, Fitzpatrick inches away from doubling up there, but the refs say he couldn't toe the line. Crease violation. Ball for the Blackfish. Gillis shrugs off a check there by Ganton. Corbett right there with him. Gillis fires it back from a lot. Works over to McIntyre. McIntyre finds Gillis. Right back to him. Porteous now. Porteous makes a move. Shot on. Brody Harris shut the door. Little sharp angle shot, but Brody Harris was not fooled. Kind of a long pass there by the Eagles over Hinson, so it's going to be Blackfish ball. They have to go all the way to their own end to scoop it up. McIntyre right back to Gillis. Gillis with it now. Gillis. A little bit of room here to operate. He'll throw it over for Porteous. Porteous makes a move to the outside. Fakes the pass and holds on still with it. Porteous, shot on, scores! It's a tie ball game. 3 apiece. Reese Porteous, back-to-back goals for the Blackfish, and all of a sudden, the Blackfish are right back to where they started, all knotted up. Look at this, Reese Porteous, good move, good patience, good poise. Gets a little room from McIntyre, that's all he needs. All he needs, just a little bit of daylight, and it's back of the mesh. What a goal, Reese Porteous. A little overzealous on the draw, Parsons. Trying to catch Gottfried's and Blackfish snoozing, but to no avail. Final 60 seconds in this first quarter of action. Let's see if either team can break the tie and take the lead in the second quarter. Gottfried's on Garrett Winter, but he finds a little room, shot on, good save. It's in Humphrey's pad somewhere. Referees allow him a chance to find it, and does. He'll check that down to Kellner, who quickly works it up for Gottfriedson. He'll flip it up. Malott. Final 30 seconds here. Blackfish looking to set up shop in the offensive zone. Porteous makes a move, got some room. Good block by Blake. Blake getting in front of that one. Good defensive play. Looks like we've got Brandon Humphrey to the bench. So these final 20 seconds, the Blackfish, they got 6 on, net empty. Here we go. Malott for Gillis. Gillis now with it, finds Malott. Malott right back to him. Gillis looking. Up for Malott. Gillis playing back and forth, shot on. Can't find the mark. Rebound. Skips all the way back. That'll do it for the first quarter of action. Through 1, it's 3 apiece here on Championship Sunday. We'll be back in 2 minutes as we get set to bring you the second quarter of action. Stay with us. Here we go. Brody Harris and co. Let's see what's in store for the second quarter of action. And it starts right about, wait for it, now. Opening face-off. The game within the game. Johnson wins it for the Eagles, and they got possession. Parsons, he's got some speed, taking the way around, powering his way to the net. Refs say he dropped the shoulder a little bit too much. You see what I say though? Lucas Parsons, he's an absolute wrecking ball out there, and he's got a set of wheels on him. Could be one of the fastest guys in the ALL West. Porteous now with it. Works over for McIntyre. Porteous, a little overzealous there on the interference. Eagles wasting no time. It's Blake with it. Shot on, scores! Humphrey got a piece of that one, but not quite enough. Reese Blake, the big man, wasting no time on that interference call. Scoops it up and goes end to end. Check it out. What a goal by the big man. Look at this. He's got it. Powering his way in there. Corbett kind of gives him a little room too. Primus, no chance. Humphrey got a piece, but not quite enough. Blake opens up the scoring. It's the Eagles back in front with 4. Johnson wins another draw. Brings it in the offensive zone for Yingling. Mark Yingling finds Declan Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick looking for a feed. Finds Adamson, he's got room. He'll wisely hold up though. Works over Fitzpatrick, finds Yingling. Yingling! Shot on Humphrey, good save. Brandon Humphrey. Great save. Showing why he was last year's goaltender of the year. Works it over for Malott. Malott now finds Jordan Roberts. Jordan Roberts up on the offensive side of the ball, filling in for Connor Watson. Jordan Roberts throws it over Murphy. Murphy finds McIntyre, shot on, it's blocked, it's Parsons. No, that's Ganton, sorry. Ganton. Ganton with it. Finds Kozak. Kozak. Throws it up top. Adamson for Winter. Winter with it now. Cross for Young. Good little back check by Jensen. Ball's loose. Kozak and Krozik. Krozik got the inside track. Trying to find possessions to Blackfish. Interference. Kozak wasting no time. Shot on Humphrey. The save. Brandon Humphrey turns him aside. Keeping the Blackfish right in this one. Here comes Abrams the other way. He'll flip it up for Porteous. One of the fastest shots in the ALL West is Reese Porteous. And he's got the ball. Always dangerous with it. Murphy worked it for Malott. Malott makes a move to the outside, tags up. Backhand feed in front of behind the net. McIntyre right back to Malott. Malott now with it. Looking. Still with it is Malott. Malott sharp angle shot. Brody Harris not fooled. Scooped up by the Eagles. Going the other way with it now. Number 21. That's Hinson. He threw it up for Yingling. Yingling will throw it back to the point. Lacroix finding the open space. Eagles setting up shop. Adamson directing a little bit of traffic. He's got a little room. Behind the net for Winter. Humphrey the save. Shuts the door. Kellner picks up the other way. Long lead pass picked off by Parsons. Look at this. Parsons fires it up for Musso. Shot on Humphrey the save. Rebound. Crease violation. Humphrey stands tall. Great goaltending so far on both ends of the arena. Brandon Humphrey up for the task there. Porteous works it down low for Henning. Laszlo Henning cuts in. He'll tag up. He'll work it to Malott. Malott makes a move to the outside. Backhand feed in front. Hayden Murphy. Brody Harris. What a save. Eagles working up for Ganton. Out of his reach, so can't quite corral it in. Squarick, first man there. Ball still loose. Picked up by Ganton. Heads up play there. Trying to split the D and does. So bounce pass finds Musso. Musso for Yingling. Delayed penalty here. So it's Brody Harris to the bench. Eagles gonna have an extra attacker. Shot on. Can't quite find the mark. Looks like it's slashing's the call. It's against the Blackfish, and I believe it's gonna be Nick Scott, 22, captain of the Blackfish, headed to the box. So the Eagles are gonna have a power play. Two minutes to call. Nick Scott went to the wrong box by accident. We got that all sorted out now. So it's Winter and Co. Eagles with a chance to extend their lead. Eagles working it around the offensive zone. Adamson in front. Shot on. I think Squarick got a piece of that one. Ball's loose in there. Lacroix, first man on it. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Lacroix fires it across for Adamson. Can't quite crowd that one in. Squarick throws Adamson into the boards a little too hard there. So a fresh 30 seconds awarded to the Eagles. So Kozak for Winter now. Winter, Kozak. Adamson kind of makes some room there for Winter. Back, wow! Tic-tac-toe! You kidding me? What a feat. Kozak to Winter, and then Yingling takes it aerial and puts it in the net. Look at this one. What a thing of beauty. Winter for Kozak. Back up for Winter. The no-look in behind the net. You kidding me? Mark Yingling airs it. Wow. For something in lacrosse that was only really attempted 10 years ago in practice is now becoming a mainstay. From behind the net, going aerial. Breaking through is Agus for the Blackfish. Picked up though. Here we go. That's Hinson. Shot on Humphrey, not fooled. Picks up his own rebound though. Eagles maintaining possession. Hinson fires Nielsen. Looks like we've got another delayed penalty here for the Blackfish. So the Eagles, Brody Harris heads to the bench, and the Eagles gonna have that extra man. Can they extend their lead to 3? Lacroix for Yingling. Yingling back to Lacroix. Lacroix, bounce shot, goes out. Takes a high bounce off the back wall, stays in though. Krozik heading to the box. Another penalty for the Blackfish. Let's go to the referee with the call. 2 minutes. Cross-checking the call. Already the Eagles are proving to be absolute deadly assassins on the special teams, and the Blackfish give them another opportunity. Kind of a miscommunication there from the bench. So the referee's allowing them to get the right defensive personnel out. Kozak for Winter. Right back to Kozak. Winter, give and go. Behind the net. Guess who? It's Yingling. Finds Kozak in front. Bounce shot on Humphrey, the save. Scoops that up. Long lead pass. Looking for Primus. Kozak, good back check though. Brody Harris comes out of the net to play that one. Checks it down to Musso. Musso fires it up for Kozak. Kozak, down low, Lacrosse. Lacrosse, back to Kozak. Winter now with it. Winter, backhand feed for Adamson, one-time shot. Humphrey, the save though. Got Friedson with the head of steam. He's got a little room. Shot on, Brody Harris. Shuts the door on the breakaway opportunity. Number 30, Brody Harris, looking like a brick wall. Wow. Turns him aside. Kozak now the other way for the Eagles. He'll find Winter right back to him. Lacroix, Kozak, Winter. Winter for Yingling. Feeds Lacroix. He's got it now, still with it. Finds Adamson. No, that was Yingling. Kind of lost it. Eichert the other way. He's got one man to beat in Winter. Eichert makes a move. Good defensive play there by Winter. 30 seconds remain in the penalty to Krozik. Blackfish looking so far so good. Porteous with it now. Porteous makes a move. He'll tag up. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Porteous tags up. Takes a kind of a no-look backhand shot. More of a Hail Mary than anything. So that shot clock expires. And in 5 seconds, so too will the penalty. Eagles gonna have a little bit of time here to set up with a man down. They find an opening. Humphrey with the save on Young though. Eagles maintain possession. Lacroix throws it up for Adamson. He makes a move, spins, still with it. Powering his way through. Kind of got back checked there by the square. God Friedson able to thwart that opportunity. It's our mid-quarter timeout. Halfway through that second quarter, it's the Eagles in front with 5 to the Blackfish 3. We'll be back in 60 seconds as we get set to bring you the rest of this first half. Stay with us. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Roberts starts out with it. Blackfish in possession. Malott back up to Roberts. Finds Henning. Henning cuts in the middle. Fires it across for Gillis. Gillis looking for McIntyre. McIntyre escorted to the ground by Parsons with the help of Hinson too. So it's Corbett now with it for the Eagles. Still with it, he'll flip it up. Finds Kozak for Winter. Winter to Yingling. Yingling up along the far side. He cuts in the middle. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Young spins, makes a move. Shot on, scores! Wow! Jake Young. Great solo effort there, powering his way to the net and finds the mesh. Check this one out. So Mark Yingling throws it for Young. 8 seconds on the clock, it expires. Makes that spin move, shot on. Humphrey got a piece of it, but not enough. Jake Young now extends the lead to 3. It's Eagles with 6 to the Blackfish 3. 6 and change remain in this first half. Refs say a little overzealous there by Johnson. So Squarick will start out with it. He'll fire it to Barnes. Barnes finds Malott. Here come the offense. Blackfish, Malott looking, shot on. Can't quite find the mark. Ball takes a high bounce and then eventually out of the arena. So it's going to be Eagles ball. Ganton starts out with it. Fires it over for Winter. Winter. Still with it. Winter. Looking. Makes a move. Finds Adamson. Finds Lacrosse. Right back to him. Cross from Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick steps into it. Can't find the mark. Ball takes a high bounce and knocks the sign of one of our beloved sponsors. Ball kind of bounced all the way down the other end. So it's going to be Blackfish ball in the offensive zone. Laszlo Henning fires it across. Aiden Murphy found Henning, then went to Gillis. Gillis with it. Fires it down low. Henning back to Gillis. Gillis, sharp angle shot. Brody Harris not fooled. Rebound, scooped up there. Porteous steps into Corbett and then lets him know about it. Big time hit there by Porteous on Corbett. Parsons with it though. Finds Yingling. Yingling looking. Steps into it. Shot on. Humphrey the save. Rebound. Can't quite corral in by Garrett Winter. Primus all over Winter, but Winter still with it. Great strip there by Primus. Ball's loose. Scooped up by Young momentarily, but Squarick's the one who comes away with it. Fires up for Gottfriedsen. Gottfriedsen's got a man down there. Back to Gottfriedsen. Right back to him. Give and go. Shot on Murphy. Brody Harris, another big-time save on the 2-on-1 opportunity. Blackfish, though, with it now. Fresh 30 seconds on the clock. It's Reese Porteous. Let's see what he can do. Got a little room. Can't find the target, though. Big-time shot power, but not quite on the mark. Porteous with it again. Little feed there. Finds Roberts. Shot on. Brody Harris kept it out somehow. Malott, good feed. Backhand shot, McIntyre, another save. Brody Harris flopping around there, but he's keeping it out. Ball kind of bounces back towards the Eagles' net. Over and back awarded, so it's going to be Blackfish ball. Blackfish firmly on the attack, but can they solve the case that is Harris? Henning, shot on, can't find the mark. Rebound, scooped up by Malott. Malott finds Henning right in front of the net. Musso with a good defensive effort there, but a little too much. It's going to be Musso either cross-checking or check from behind. Not a bad penalty to take. Laszlo Henning was kind of in front of the net all alone. 2 minutes, check from the back. So I believe that is Ben Musso. He's going to head to the box now. 2 minutes. Blackfish, big-time opportunity to cut this lead down to size. Porteous starts out with it. He'll work it over to Gillis, who finds Malott. Malott looking back up top for Porteous. No, Blake got a piece of that one. Ball's loose. Good stick work there by the defender. Gillis finds it, though. No, sorry, that's Malott. Fires it up for Gillis. Works over for Porteous. Steps into that one. Can't find the mark. Ball comes screaming right off the boards. Refs say the Eagles kind of got a piece of that one in deflection. So it's going to be Blackfish ball still. McIntyre works it down low for Aiden Murphy. Right up top, right back up to Porteous. McIntyre shot on. Brody Harris, another save. Rebound. Ball still loose. Who's got it? Looks like it's Corbett. Makes a move on Porteous. Corbett head of steam. He'll tag up, though. Corbett. Eagles content to kill this one off in the neutral zone. Corbett. And a foray into the O-zone. Tags up. Got a man in front. Can't find the mark. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Lacrosse. Kind of scored it in the boards there. A little shove by Squarick. Give me the ball, he says. Thank you very much. Eichert now starts out with it the other way. Eichert will tag up, though. He'll flip it up. Finds Malott. Ethan Malott got a goal already in this one. Gillis down low up along the far side. Malott. Backhand feed. Aiden Murphy looking for Laszlo Henning. They can't quite connect, though. Ball scooped up, though, by Roberts. 26 seconds on the clock. Gillis looking for Henning. I think Parsons got a piece of that one. Roberts kind of bats that one towards the Eagles' goal as the shot clock expires. Parsons with it the other way. Parsons. A bounce pass for Kozak. $1:45 remaining in the game. Musso's out of the box, even strength. Eagles able to kill that one off. Yingling fires it for Kozak. Kozak shot on, can't find the mark. Ball takes a high bounce. It's Primus, the first one there. He's got Malott off the bench with him, shot on. Brody Harris to save, rebound. Corralled in there by the Eagles tender. Brody Harris checks that down. Finds his man, number 23, Isaac Richmond. Fends off a check there by Godfriedson. Richmond throws it up for Yingling. Yingling gonna allow the Eagles to set up shop. Lacrosse. Fitzpatrick. No, it's to Winter. Now Fitzpatrick. Final 60 seconds of this first half. It's Young with it, looking for Fitzpatrick. Agus right there with him, step for step. Feeds in front, scores! Mark Yingling with a backdoor pass to Lacrosse. And guess what? It's Eagles up by 4. What a goal. Heads up play by Mark Yingling, showing you why he led the ALL West this year with points. Check this one out. The scoring touch with the pass. Look at this. Yingling, heads up play. Lacrosse all alone in front of the net. Number 5 buries it. What a goal. Heads up play by Yingling. Just a straw that's stirring the drink tonight. Square throws it up for Gillis. Blackfish need to make something happen here in these 40 seconds. Porteous, he's the man to do it. Steps into it, shot on Brody Harris. Another save. Brody Harris looking good. Porteous able to maintain contact balance through that check. Timeout. Blackfish. Let's see if Rod Jensen and co. can draw up a winning formula. We'll be back in 55 seconds, and we'll bring you the rest of the second half of action. So far, it's the Eagles 7 to the Blackfish 3. See ya in 45 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. McIntyre with it now. Little bounce pass, finds Malott. Net empty. Blackfish all in on these last 20 seconds. Seeing if they can find one here. Malott down low, finds Gillis. Gillis working it around. Malott now. He's got some room. Shot on Brody Harris. Good save, though. Loose ball. Steps into that one. Shot on. Can't find the mark. A little bit of pushing and shoving here at the end. Exchanging a few pleasantries. Championship Sunday. These teams both going to leave it all out here on the floor tonight. Malott with the shot on. Picked up by Parsons, though. As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, through the first half of action, it's the number 1 shooting Eagles in front with 7 and the Blackfish with 3. We're moments away from the second half of action on Championship Sunday. Brody Harris has been backstopping the Eagles in a valiant effort here as his team's up front 7-3. But on the other side of things, the Blackfish down 4, looking for back-to-back championships. Nick Scott giving his man Brandon Humphrey a little pep talk here. Buckle up. Get those snacks and cool drinks ready. This is the second half of action. One more, no more. Here we go. It's going to be Blackfish ball to start things off. Agus in the neutral zone makes a move on Hinson. He'll flip it for Porteous. Reese Porteous for Jordan Roberts. Roberts across the way, finds Murphy. Aiden Murphy throws it for Porteous. Porteous cuts in the middle, back step. Gillis shot on, scores! The Blackfish open up the second half with a quick goal. Brian Gillis with a quick snapshot beats Brody Harris. Check it out. Good nifty little pass in here. Murphy for Porteous. Back steps, throws it over for Gillis. One time, scores. Blackfish within 3, cutting that lead down to size. Here we go. Face off. Found its way in front of the box and score crew. Referee saying check from behind. So it's going to be Blackfish ball. McIntyre over for Jordan Roberts up along the far side. Jordan Roberts got a little room, steps in a shot, scores! Back-to-back goals for the Blackfish as they come out of the gate hot in the second half. Jordan Roberts puts it past Harris. 2 quick goals. Jordan Roberts steps into it, laces it low, beating Brody Harris. Blackfish within 2, and we're not even 60 seconds through this second half. Overzealous on the draw, and we've got a delay of game there by Tyson Johnson, so it's going to be a power play for the Blackfish. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen, the Blackfish looking to go back-to-back on the championships. McIntyre for Henning, back to McIntyre, up top for Porteous. Porteous finds Gillis, right back to him. Porteous works it for McIntyre. Gillis, McIntyre, backhand feed, Porteous shot on. Good save, Brody Harris. Rebound, still loose. That's picked up by Malott. Musso right on him. Malott makes a move though. Got a little room, shot on low, Brody Harris not fooled. Back check, Musso loses it. Ball's loose, scooped up by Gillis. Taken to the ground. Holy, some back and back action there. It's Musso now the other way. He'll tag up. Back and forth action here. These teams know that this is it for the ALL West season. We're gonna crown a champion here today. Is it the Blackfish? Is it the Shooting Eagles? Let's find out. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Winter's gotta make a move here. Shot on, deflected, but Humphrey made the save. Brandon Humphrey shuts the door. Blackfish now. Jensen through the neutral zone. He'll dump it off to Porteous. Reese Porteous, one of the fastest shots in the ALL West. 40 seconds on the penalty to Tyson Johnson. Porteous fakes the pass, then does. Right back to him, though. He'll move it over to McIntyre, who finds Henning for Malott. Malott looking, finds Porteous, kind of a sharp angle, can't quite corral that one in. It's going to be Eagles ball now on the other end of action. 7-5. Some great lacrosse, not only here on Sunday, but all season. These guys have really shown that there's a high level of talent here in the Fraser Valley and BC. Passing across for Yingling. Yingling fakes the shot, cuts in the middle, throws it over for Kozak, makes a move to the outside. Kozak got some room, powering his way in. But some great defense there by the Blackfish. They're gonna let the clock expire here. Tyson Johnson out of the box, so it's even strength. Blackfish, though, looking to maintain that momentum. Reese Porteous makes a move to the outside. Parsons, though, right there with him, step for step. Porteous cuts in the middle. Cal Slade, I think, got a piece of that one. So the ball kind of takes a skip off the backboards. Musso breaking it through, though. Hard hit there by Krozik on the claw. So it's gonna be scored. Musso ripped it and went in the net and right out. I thought that hit the crossbar, but that's number 10, Ben Musso. I think that went right back of the net and in. Check this out. I thought it went off the crossbar. Look at this. Ben Musso shot on. Look at that. In and out. That's a good goal. What a goal. Ben Musso. A little overzealous on the draw by Barnes. The game within the game. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's two of the best to do it in the face-off circle with Tyson Johnson and Reese Barnes. Ball's loose. Eagles corral it though. Yingling scoops it. One-hand feed. Kozak quickly works it over to Adamson, the captain. Shot on. Humphrey, the save. Yingling steps into it, laces it. I think that one kind of got deflected in front. So it's going to be the Blackfish the other way. Krosik going to tag up. He'll throw it for McIntyre. McIntyre still with it. Throws it for Malott. Malott now. Got a little room here. Malott, no, holds. Waiting. Malott for McIntyre. Shot on. Brody Harris to save. Keeps it out. Brody Harris throws it up for Ganton. Ganton in the neutral zone. Quickly up to Yingling. Yingling taking it all the way over to the short side wing. Eichert right there on him. Yingling breaks through. He's got room. Low shot. Humphrey got a shoulder on that one. Ball takes a high bounce in the rafters. Adamson right there. Eagles working it around. Adamson with it now. Across the way. Finds his man in Lacrosse. Makes a move to the outside. Nick Scott, though, escorts him into the boards. Wasting no time as the Blackfish the other way. Shot on. Abrams, but Harris made the save. Harris, long pass up. Finds Parsons. Parsons got a tag up in the neutral zone. Flips it up for Fitzpatrick. Declan Fitzpatrick over for Winter. Winter now with it. Winter fakes a move like he's going outside. Little shimmy there. Cuts in the middle. Steps back. Another spinorama. Winter from the outside. Flips it up for Adamson. Out of his reach, but Adamson stayed right there with it. Kind of got a little bit of a shot off, but not as much power as he probably wanted. But here comes Barnes the other way for the Blackfish. Aiden Murphy makes a move to the inside. Musso right there with him. Good defense there by Musso. Throws up for McIntyre, quickly over to Porteous. Porteous makes a move to the inside. Shot on, scores! Reese Porteous. And it's the Blackfish back within 2. What a goal, number 19. I tell you, when he just rips that one, quick little snapshot there. Look at the power he can generate with a little flick of the wrist here. Look at this. Little room to operate, just fires it in on. Good goal, mesh ripples. Reese Porteous. Blackfish within 2. Still a lot of lacrosse to play here. Face off. Won by Johnson again. Ball in front of the scorekeep area. Probably changing possession 3-4 times minimum. Now 5-6, but it's Jensen who comes out with it, so it's Blackfish ball. Aiden Murphy into the attacking zone. Murphy, Henning, Malott. Back to Henning. Laszlo Henning steps in that, blocked in front. First man back goes Henning, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gillis now. Low shot on. Brody Harris made the save. Ball takes a high bounce. Finds its way to Roberts. Roberts with Nielsen all over him. Shovels that for McIntyre. 20 seconds on the clock. McIntyre up along the, he's got some room. Makes a little move. Shot on. Brody Harris to save. Kind of squeezed that one in between his arm and the chest protector. Brody Harris, another good save by the netminer. He'll throw it up for Parsons. Parsons works it up. Fires it up for Yingling. Yingling up along the short side. Makes a move to the inside, cuts back. Looking, Yingling still with it. Fires it across, finds his man in Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, low shot, sharp angle. Kind of took a weird bounce off Humphrey there. Blackfish ball. Eichert going to start out with it. Cameron Eichert carrying that one through for McIntyre. He finds Gillis on the wing, short side. Ryan Gillis got a goal to his name already. He'll throw it over for Porteous. Porteous with it now. Cuts back, low shot on, can't find the mark. Ball takes a bounce. Gillis trying to get there, no. Bounces into the penalty box. So it's going to be Eagles ball. It's going to be Ben Musso starting out with it for the Eagles. Adamson, El Capitano, big number 44. For Yingling, back to Adamson. Adamson, cross for Fitzpatrick, down low. Eagles in behind the net. Feeds it in front, Adamson all alone. Buries it. What a feed there from Lacrosse to Adamson. And the Eagles back in front, 9-6. Look at this one, a thing of beauty here. The Eagles, they really have a lot of depth on that attacking side. So it's Lacrosse, look who's in front all alone. You can't leave him all alone. Adamson will bury that 9 times out of 10. What a goal. Eagles 9, Blackfish 6. And we're back in action here. Face-off still up for grabs. It's going to be the Eagles with it now. Eagles with possession, Cal Slade. He'll throw it up, little bounce pass there, finds Hinson. Hinson tags back up for Young. Young going to allow the rest of his attacking squad to get on. A little flip there, who's got it? That's right, it's Young. Lacrosse up along the far side. Down low and behind. In front for Adamson, steps into that one. Blocked in front, rebound. Found its way to the guy behind the net. No, it went in. But the ref said he couldn't quite toe the line. It's our mid-quarter timeout. The Eagles were inches away, going up 4. But they couldn't quite toe the line. Ladies and gentlemen, 9-6 for the Eagles. We'll be back in 45 seconds to bring you the rest of the third quarter of action. Stay with us. Back in action here, Blackfish and Jordan Roberts set to lead the charge. Here we go. Reese Porteous, he's got it. He'll fire it across there for Gillis. Gillis finds Malott now. Malott along the short side in front. Tended there for Roberts, nobody home. Ball still loose. Musso kind of speared that one out of air. Long pass. They connect. Shot on. Scores. Isaac Richmond from the feed from Ben Musso. And the Eagles score another quick one. They're up 10-6. Check this one out, ladies and gentlemen. Heads up play there by Musso. Creates that turnover, spears that one in midair. He's got his head looking up, and it's Richmond. Shot on just under the arm there of Brandon Humphrey. Good goal. Isaac Richmond, number 23. Eagles getting scoring top down. Everybody contributing to the winning effort here so far. And Tyson Johnson, another face-off win as the Eagles maintain possession. Corbett tries to make a move, taking the outside there on Aiden Murphy. He tags up. Kozak fires it over. And now it finds its way to Yingling. Yingling going to allow the Eagles to get the rest of the attackers out. Fitzpatrick and Adamson on the floor now. Kozak, he's got it. Over for Yingling. Long lead pass. Fitzpatrick. Sharp angle shot. Brandon Humphrey made the save, though. Eichert throws it up for Godfriedson. Gottfriedson quickly up for Malott. Ethan Malott up along the short side, makes a move, cuts in. Reese Blake right there, though. Backhand feed for Gillis. Gillis, little room. Brody Harris made the save, seared that one to the right corner. Isaac Richmond scoops it up. Still with it. Blackfish, relentless on the forecheck. Able to break it, though. Finds his way to Musso. Nick Musso, low shot on. Looks like Humphrey got a piece of that one. Hard check there. Here comes the rough stuff. Referees break that one up early. Blackfish ball. Gillis up to the neutral zone. Still with it. Gillis. Across the way, finds Malott. Right back to him. Gillis cuts in the middle. Across the way for Henning, who finds Porteous. Porteous, shot on, blocked in front though. Good block by Corbett, get in front of that one. Now it's Parsons. He's got Gann with him. It's a 2-on-1. Parsons keeps it himself. Humphrey made the save and the ball deflected out. Eagles gonna have the ball here in the attacking zone with a fresh 30 seconds on the clock. Now, Eagles ball, working it around for Adamson. Finds Winter. Winter across the way. Back to him. Shot on. Good save. Humphrey. Adamson, first man there. Takes a hard slash. It's a rough game, this one we call lacrosse. Adamson looks like he's okay, though. Delayed penalty. Brody Harris to the bench. Extra man on. Yingling shot on. That one deflected off a Blackfish defender. Looks like it's going to be, I believe that's number 24, Ryan Jensen, headed to the box here. It is Ryan Jensen in the box. 2 minutes slashing the call. The referee not teeing him up for an unsportsmanlike as he closed that penalty box door with a little authority. Garrett Winter set to lead the charge. Eagles on the power play. Kozak, Winter finds Yingling. Yingling, little feed there for Adamson, shot on. Humphrey, good save. Rebound, found its way to Humphrey. He looked for Gottfriedson. Gottfriedson got a little room here. Trying to make a move there. Hinson right there with him, though, step for step. Gottfriedson still with it. Ganton coming in for some reinforcements. Strips the ball. Reese Blake, first man there. Reese Blake going right through Malott. Gottfriedson on the back check, though, able to create a turnover for the Blackfish. Great two-way play by Gottfriedson. If you've been following the ALL West, you know he's one of my favorites. Big-time heart, high motor. Blackfish, though, content to kill this penalty off. They got to keep mind of that clock, though. They're down 4 here. Malott, though, he's got room. He'll take it around behind the net. Musso scoring him that way. Little one-hand feed. Ganton got a piece of that one. Ganton right there. Stayed with it off the boards, and he'll scoop it up. He'll tag up, though. 45 seconds remaining in the Jensen penalty to the Blackfish. And the Eagles, they've got their killers out now. Here comes the offense. Kozak for Lacroix, right back to him. Up top for Winter, he'll work it over to Yingling. Yingling for Adamson. Adamson across the way. Feed in front there. Deflected, but found its way. Yingling shot on. Somehow stayed out. I think Humphrey got a piece. Kozak all alone in front. Humphrey shuts the door, though. Brandon Humphrey with a big-time save. He'll throw that up for Primus. Cordell Primus. He's going to wait. Throws it over for Aiden Murphy. Set to expires the penalty to Jensen. Even strength now. He's out of the box. 5-on-5. Blackfish on the attack. Gillis, low shot. Brody Harris, good save. Rebound. Ooh. No harm, no foul. Corbett was there. So we continue. Richmond with it for Winter. Garrett Winter. Eichert right there with him. Young. Kind of awkward angle there, but scoops it up. Fitzpatrick up top for Yingling. Yingling fires it across there. Good feet in front. Fitzpatrick. Humphrey got a shoulder on that one. Brandon Humphrey, a couple big-time saves here. Squarick and the Blackfish. They'll throw it up for Malott. Malott makes a move to the outside. Powering his way towards the net. Tags up. Good defense there by Parsons. Finds Porteous. Porteous on Blake. He's got room. Gatton, good block though. Finds Gillis. No, they can't quite connect. Musso down the other way. Blackfish able to get some guys on the change though. So Musso will tag up. Final 60 seconds remain here. Adamson with it. Up along the short side, the big man, number 44, in behind the net for Yingling. Yingling makes a move, powering his way towards the net. Can't toe the line. Crease violation. So it's Blackfish ball. Cordell Primus. He'll flip it up. Finds Gillis. Gillis feeds for Murphy. Murphy shot on, can't find the mark. Ball takes a high bounce. Porteous able to keep it in. Last 30 seconds. Porteous, couple moves, shot on. Harris the save. Rebound. Richmond's got it. Richmond with a full head of steam. He's got Nielsen down there. He'll tag up though. Brody Harris to the bench. Eagles gonna bring the extra man on. Let's see what they can do with it here. It's Kozak with it. 10 seconds remaining in this third quarter of action. Kozak for Yingling, finds Winter. Winter now with it, 5 seconds on the clock. Winter, down low for Yingling. Jump shot on, Humphrey the save, rebound! And it takes a skip towards the back of the net. Ladies and gentlemen, through the first three, it's the number 1 seed, Shooting Eagles, with 10, and the Blackfish trailing with 6. In 2 minutes, it's gonna be the final chapter here for the 2025 ALL West season. The final chapter starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. Can the Blackfish come back, or can the Eagles extend their dominance? Here we go. Fourth quarter of action. The final chapter of the ALL West season is at hand. These players going to leave it all out on the arena today. Long pass. Good skip up there, number 20. Tyler Nielsen buries it for the Eagles. What a goal. Heads up play by the Eagles. And they're just showing that depth, skill, all up and down the lineup. Getting contribution from everybody. Look at this. Parsons. Long pass, skipped up by Nielsen, who corrals it in. Low shot on Humphrey, scores. Extending the lead to 5. Tyson Nielsen. What a goal. Blackfish now. They got to get something going here, and they got to get something going quick. Barnes trying to work its way back in. Parsons, though, scoops it out. Little backhand feed. You kidding me? Shot on Humphrey to save, though. Wow. Hinson could have made that one. Oh, man. What a heads-up play there by Parsons. Humphrey turns Hinson aside, though, keeping the Blackfish in this one. Blackfish, they might be on the ropes, but they're not out of it yet. Porteous makes a move to the outside. He's got a little space. He'll tag up, throws it back for Roberts. Roberts tries to spin his way towards the net. It does. Brody Harris, good save. Eagles wasting no time. Coming back up with it. Cal Slade, still with it. Flips it for Adamson. Yingling. Mark Yingling. Winter. Winter throws it over for Yingling to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick in front for Winter. Backhand shot. Humphrey the save. Krosick now starts out the other way for the Blackfish. Into the attacking zone. He'll make a move to the outside. Little room to operate here. Shot on. Good save, Brody Harris. In his padding somewhere. Kind of reared back looking for Blake, but elected to check it down. Bring it up the other way now. It's Richmond. He'll throw it up for Lacrosse. Lacrosse, little room here. Lost possession. Scott trying to power his way through, finds his way to Agus. Agus with it now. He's got Malott off the bench with him. He's all alone. Shot on, scores! Hunter Agus. And now Blackfish straight back within 4. Hunter Agus. The ball kind of found its way to him, scooped it up, and brought it back the other way. He had Malott with him, kind of able to take the Eagles defender to defend the pass, and he put a 5-hole past Brody Harris. Hunter Agus, good goal. Blackfish within 4. Face-off won by Tyson Johnson. He'll throw it over. That's Nielsen. Nielsen, good strip by Primus. Primus, now the other way for the Blackfish. Got Gottfriedsen and Gillis with him. Shot on. Brody Harris with a save. Corbett now wasting no time. Bringing up the other way for the Eagles. He'll throw it for Yingling. Yingling tags up. Throws it back up for Winter. Winter with it now. Into the attacking zone. Finds Yingling over for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick cutting in. He's got room. Trying to power his way through. Lost the ball in the process, but the Eagles maintain possession. Ball still loose. It's Cody Adamson with a bounce shot. Can't find the mark. Ball's loose. Eichert, first one there for the Blackfish. Roll pass to McIntyre. Works it for Gillis. Gillis across the way finds Laszlo Henning. Henning still with it. Picked off though by the Eagles. Isaac Richmond now bringing it up the other way. Finds Musso. He'll tag up. Wait for some reinforcements. Finds them. And Young. Jake Young. For Yingling. Yingling. Looking. Feeds it for Young. Scott right there with him to break it up. Agus. He's got a chance. Got Barnes with him. But Nielsen's there. Blake coming as well. Got a little room to operate. Feeds in front for Barnes. Brody Harris, though, kind of shoulders it. Passes it up. Oh, just behind Corbett. Eagles inches away from another great chance. We'll check from behind. Eagles awarded possession. Yingling with it. Up along the far side. Finds Lacroix. Lacroix for Fitzpatrick. Declan Fitzpatrick. Good pick there by Lacroix. A little pick and roll. But I believe that was Abrams able to get in front of that one. Gottfriedsen on Lacroix, who scooped it up. Loose ball. Kozak, first one there. Scoops it up. Lacroix. And Gottfriedsen potentially. Both of them heading to the box. Offsetting minors here for Lacroix and Gottfriedsen. Probably going to be roughing. So they're headed to the sin bin here. 2 minutes roughing apiece. Offsetting minors here. Benches kind of sorting out who they want on for the 4-on-4 action. A little bit of turf, a little bit of extra turf out there. Eagles have been deadly on special teams so far. Let's see if the Blackfish can change that trend or the Eagles continue to maintain dominance. Eagles trying to thwart this Blackfish chance. McIntyre with it. He'll fire it across for Gillis. Gillis across for Porteous. Little room now. Back steps. Porteous still with it. Maintaining possession is Porteous. Shot on, scores! You kidding me? Reese Porteous. His third goal of the game. Hats off, Reese Porteous, ladies and gentlemen. There's your Hattie. Great offensive effort by Porteous. And the Blackfish within 3. Look at this. Porteous, like that's one defender, 2 defender, both all over him. Porteous, low shot on between the legs of Ganton. You kidding me? The sniper, Reese Porteous. 3 goals. Back in action now. Face off won by Barnes. Blackfish now with possession. Fires back for Roberts, just out of his reach, but he corrals it. Roberts works it across. Finds Gillis, steps into that one, can't find the mark. Ball takes a weird bounce. This could be it. Over and back. So Musso scoops it up, wasting no time. Musso feeds in front, finds Nielsen. Humphrey shuts the door. What a save. Keeping the Blackfish right in this one. Cordell Primus now with it. Primus tags up, fires it up at top. That's Laszlo Henning, gives it right back. Primus shot on. Ball's loose, still in there somewhere, batted towards Brody Harris, but wide. Parsons now. Head of steam. He might be the fastest guy in the ALL West. Throws it over for Winter. Adamson right back to Winter. Winter with it now, cuts in the middle. A little bit of room, cuts back outside, looking for the feed. Adamson lost his stick. Fitzpatrick picks it up. Fitzpatrick feeds in front, looking for Young. Humphrey snatches that one out of midair. Humphrey, long lead pass, looking for Murphy. A little bit behind him, but he'll take it off the boards. A high jump there, Aiden Murphy, good possession. Delayed penalty, Humphrey to the bench. So Blackfish gonna have a little time here. Both guys set, go back on the box. Godfreyton's gonna head to the bench. Lacroix on defense. Backhand feed from Malott. Gillis, low shot, off target. Gonna sort this one out. Looks like it's Ganton headed to the box for the Eagles. Blackfish gonna be on the power play here. 2 minutes slashing the call. The culprit, Jackson Ganton. He'll have 2 minutes to think about that last play. Blackfish, golden opportunity here to cut the lead down to size yet again. Porteous, got to start out with it. He works up to McIntyre, who fires it down low to Henning. Henning right back up to McIntyre, finds Porteous up top. He works it over. Gillis, a lot, back to Gillis. Porteous, shot on, can't find the mark. Gillis finds the rebound though, tags up. Porteous, over for Malott. In front, Henning, looking for McIntyre. I think that was number 20 there. Nielsen got a piece of that one. Blackfish maintained possession, low shot on. Brody Harris made the save. Ooh, little, they say we had, oh! So Brody Harris threw the stick back a little too far. Referees deemed that worthy of a Blackfish possession, and it's Porteous wasting no time. Puts it past Brody Harris. Porteous, his 4th goal of the game. Big time game from Reese Porteous. Look at this. Can't do that as a tender. So Porteous scoops it up and says, you know what? Thank you very much. Beats him on the short side. Gets him going one way and fires it the other. A little too overzealous there on the draw by Barnes, so it's Eagles ball. Blackfish within 3. Eagles, though, are deadly. They're going to need a defensive effort here. Adamson makes a move. He's got a little room. Shot on, can't find the mark. Ball takes a high bounce. Fitzpatrick, first man there. Eagles. Good feed in front, shot on. You kidding me? Humphrey somehow kept that one out. What a save. Kozak shot on. Brandon Humphrey shuts the door. Big save, number 35. Keeping the Blackfish right in this one. It's our quarter time, our mid-quarter timeout. The Blackfish not dead yet. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the rest of the 4th quarter of action in 45 seconds. It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. The final 7 minutes of the season as at hand, provided there's no overtime. Blackfish, gotta make something happen here. Malott Makes a move to the outside, shrugs off a couple defenders. Musso right there with him. Backhand feeds, looking for Gillis. Parsons bumps him off that one. So here come the Eagles the other way. Off the bench is Winter, but it's out of his reach. Winter takes it off the boards. Garrett Winter directing a little traffic. Eagles setting up shop. Winter with it. Fires back up top. Shot on there. Yingling, good save. Humphrey. Rebound finds Lacroix. Lacroix with it. Makes a move. He's got a chance. Shot on. Scores! Dylan Lacroix. What a solo effort there. Number 5 buries it past Humphrey. What a goal. Number 5. Look at this. So he's got it. Looking for that pass initially. Sees an angle of attack. Then takes it. A little bit of over pursuit there. Puts it in. Great solo effort. Eagles back in front with 3. Face off now. Still in there. I think Johnson's got the inside track on it. Yes, it is Eagles ball. Corbett takes a move to the outside. He's got a little room, but he'll tag up. Corbett looking for an outlet. Finds Fitzpatrick. Off the bench is Declan Fitzpatrick. He'll take it to the opposite side. Throw it up top for Winter, who finds Yingling. Yingling got some room. Steps into it. Shot on. Over. Right back to Winter. Looks for Adamson. Scooped up by Yingling. Eagles all over it. Primus now with it. Scoops that one up. Long lead pass. Malott. Shot on. Harris the save, though. You kidding me? Great save. Brody Harris having another excellent effort. Blake. He'll tag up. Makes a move. Cuts in. Tags up. Little low pass there. Finds Lacroix. Lacroix steps into it. Shot on. Humphrey the save. Rebound. Scooped up by Humphrey. Long pass. They connect. It's Hunter Egas. He's got one already tonight. Throws it across. Shot on Gillis. Blocked in front, though. I think Musso got a piece of that one. Might have been Cal Slade. Eagles working up the boards. Here comes Nick Musso now. Musso. Still with it. Fires across for Adamson. Adamson. On the wing to Yingling. Yingling back up top for Adamson. Works it to Kozak. Kozak. Little room there. Shot on. Bounce shot. Ball takes a high bounce out. Gonna be Eagles, Blackfish ball. Squarick works it up for Barnes. Barnes to Porteous. 4 minutes here. Blackfish running out of real estate. They gotta make something happen here. And this is the man to do it. Little backhand feed for McIntyre out of his reach. They can't quite connect. Musso's first one there. Little shovel pass. They connect. Here come the Eagles the other way. Richmond still with it. Works it over for Lacroix. Lacroix up along the short side. Cuts in the middle. Adamson works it over for Yingling. Lacroix, nice little grab there from Lacroix to keep the play alive. 5 seconds on the shot clock. In behind the net for Winter. It's out of his reach. Ball finds its way to Jensen, who works it up quickly to Abrams. Abrams, he's got Aiden Murphy with him down there. He'll tag up, though. Gonna allow the Blackfish to bring out the killers. The offensive unit. Jensen, a little bounce pass to Henning. They connect. Works its way to Gillis. Gillis now with it. Feeds for Henning. Scores! Blackfish within 2. Heads up passing there. Laszlo Henning able to bury the one-time chance. And all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, the Blackfish are on the doorstep. So Henning throws it to Gillis. Gillis, good heads-up play, finds Henning, puts it past the top shoulder of Brody Harris. Blackfish within 2. Gonna be a thriller here. 3 1/4 remain. Johnson. too sure what happened there, but Johnson went to the bench. Refs awarded the free face-off for the Blackfish, so the Blackfish say thank you very much. Porteous with it now, makes a move to the outside. Cuts in the net, tags up. Crease violation there. Good defense there by Cal Slade. He'll start up with it, throws it up for Blake. Blake, the big man, gonna power his way through Primus. Still with it. Flips it up for Young. Young on the outside. Good pick there by Fitzpatrick. Pick and roll, just out of his reach though. Squarick now with it. On the other way for the Blackfish. Squarick throws it across for Gillis. Gillis. Thought he was gonna shoot there. Goes up for Malott. Malott off the bench. Picked off by Musso. And here comes Musso right down Main Street. Shot on. Humphrey the save. Denying the breakaway chance. Big time save. Keeping the Blackfish right in this one. 2 minutes and change now. Blackfish running out of time. They're on the ropes, but not out yet. Porteous shot on. Off the mark though. Can't quite connect. Ganton kind of scoops that one out of midair there. Ganton looking for Winter off the bench. They connect. Shot on Humphrey. Another save. Brandon Humphrey standing tall for the Blackfish. Ball's loose in front of the score keep. Possession awarded to the Eagles. $1:41 remain. Eagles now in the lead. Yingling with it now. $1:30 remain. Championship Sunday. Here we go. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Lacrosse kind of ran into Yingling there. They maintain possession. Makes a move to the inside. Trying to feed Yingling. Can't connect. Scott scoops that one up. Back check though. To the ground. Lacrosse able to create a turnover there. A little bit of the rough stuff here. Players got to be careful here. A little bit of extra words here. Referee sorting this one out. Blake and Krosick still with a few words. A little bit of pleasantries there though. Double unsportsmanlike. Their night is done unless we go to overtime. So we're going to sort this one out here. Both sides seem to be happy with it. So it's offsetting, so it's going to be 5-on-5 still. $1:11 remain. Porteous and the Blackfish. Let's see what they can do here. Here we go. It all comes down to this. Malott for Gillis. Gillis behind the net for Henning. Henning trying to work it away. Bringing it out across. Henning across for Gillis. Shot on. Scores! Brian Gillis with a timely goal. Ladies and gentlemen, 58 seconds remain. 1 goal separates these teams. Championship Sunday. I don't know about you, but I'm rooting for the Blackfish here. I want to see some more lacrosse. What can I say? I'm just a man, a mortal man. Brian Gillis, though, look at that. Rips it past Brody Harris. It's only fitting that the championship comes down to this. Here we go. Overzealous on Johnson. Possession awarded to the Blackfish. So it's going to be timeout. Rod Jensen and co. are going to draw something up here. Let's see if they can tie it up at 12. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, it all comes down to this. Back in 50 seconds. Stay with us. Here we go. Can Brody Harris keep a clean slate for the rest of this one? Or can Laszlo Henning and the Blackfish get one for the men in red? Who you got at home, ladies and gentlemen? Lock it in. The final 60 seconds starts now. Humphrey to the bench. The Blackfish are all in. They got to be careful here. A turnover could be the end of it. Porteous Long pass, one-time shot from Malott. Can't find the mark, ball stays in. Porteous, first man there. Possession maintained by a costly play there. Checked in from behind. Hard hit there by Musso on Porteous. No call though. Eagles with the possession, trying to just run this clock out. 30 seconds remain. Winter up along the far side. Eichert right there with them. Winter taking it the long way around the net. Eichert step for step trying to create a turnover. Winter still with it. Kellner joins in there. Gottfriedsen's there too. Ball's up against the boards. 13 seconds remain. The time is winding out. Possession awarded Blackfish. 9 seconds on the clock. Kellner throws it up for Malott. 5 seconds. Up there for Porteous. Porteous trying to make a move. Eagles shut the door, and there it is. The number 1 seed Shooting Eagles are your ALL West champions of the game. The season belongs to the Eagles, as they are the ALL West champions. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to commend the Blackfish. They made it an interesting one, but it's Adamson and his team coming out on top. Stay tuned, as we're going to have an award ceremony recognizing some of the most prominent players here at the ALL West. Ladies and gentlemen, regardless of who won, it was a great game. The Blackfish played valiantly till the end, came within one, and almost put this one to overtime. That's the beauty of sport. 2 sides, but only one winner.
All right, time again for both teams. One entertainment here this weekend. Take into the finals of last year, and our first repeat champion in the history of the 4 years of the Arenalacrosseleague Western Division. Congratulations, guys, and head coach Adam Smith, assistant Justin Dickey, and Paul Josephson. Ryan Jensen, Ian Poole, Brian Poole, Darcy Dagan, all the players, congratulations on another great year and getting back to the finals. Welcome, everybody, to the 2025 Arenalacrosseleague Western Division Championship Award Ceremony. At this time, on behalf of the Arenalacrosseleague, the Township of Langley, and the Langley Event Center, we want to thank all of the teams, the players, the coaches, all of the trainers and our referees that help make this possible. Ken Bucket, all the staff with the Arenalacrosseleague Western Division, Gary and Ryan from the Langley Event Center that do such a great job with all the public relations. All our timekeepers and scorekeepers headed up by Beth Mosdell, cameraman, camera women, Brayden Goodman with play-by-play, and of course all of you great fans for your support this year. Thanks to all of you. Congratulations to all the teams who competed in this, our 4th season. The Grizzlies, the Sea Spring, the Blackfish, and again, the champions, the Shooting Eagles, as we said, the first 2-time champions in the league history. Before we present the big championship trophy, we have 5 season awards to present. The first of which is the coaching staff of the year, and again, of course, 4 great teams to choose from. But this year, voted on by the coaches, coaching staff of the year, the Grizzlies. We've got a bunch of guys here. Head coach Karen Fringe, assistants Kyle Gallagher, Rick Williams, Ryan Williams, and Christian Del Bianco. Coaching staff of the year and Commissioner Ken Bucket will be presenting all of the awards. Congratulations, guys, again, so much. Congratulations, Christian, and good luck the rest of the year with the Warriors. Undefeated so far. I hope the Warriors were all about that. And the first guy to win this award, other than Brandon Humphrey. Next up is the best defensive player. Defensive player of the year this year from the Blackfish, Arenalacrosseleague. Again, picking up the award from Ken. Congratulations, Cordell, on a great season. So we go from the top defensive player to the top offensive player. From the Shooting Eagles, Mark England. And how appropriate as the league's top scorer during the regular season and lighting it up in the postseason as well. Congratulations, Mark. And now the most valuable player in the Lacrosse Western Division this year. Again, so many great candidates from the Sea Spray, James Frank. Don't think James is here with us, but had an unbelievable season with the Sea Spray. All right, one thing left to do, and to present the championship trophy. Again, congratulations to all the guys, Adam, Justin, Colin, and the captains to come forward for the second time in league history. Your champions, the Shooting Eagles. And now, once again, your champions for 2025, Arenalacrosseleague Western Division, the Shooting Eagles. So that winter lacrosse season, the don't forget, folks, coming up in May. Summer lacrosse, like I said earlier, the Langley Brothers junior and senior teams in action. Lacrosse fans, thanks so much for joining us. Please drive home safely.